While coming to this vaccination, you need to know what is the type of vaccine that is being administered, and sometimes these vaccines can be single vaccines or combinant vaccines, right? It could be a combination of vaccines against a different group of diseases. Say for example, BCG is for tuberculosis, whereas an MMR is for mumps, measles and rubella. So this vaccine is being given to prevent the onset of mumps, measles and rubella. So here 3 diseases are being attacked just by the administration of one vaccine. So here you have to code for the administration of vaccines and the supply of vaccines. So this is how the coding should be. In case if the vaccine is provided by the government agency, in that case you don't have to report the vaccines. But if a healthcare provider in his own clinic or physician office is going to supply or provide a vaccination, then we will have to code for the administration of vaccine plus the vaccines that are being dispensed or vaccines that are being inoculated with. While coming to administration, you will have to consider the route of administration. How is a vaccine being given? Is it given as an oral vaccine or as an intranasal, or is it intramuscular, or is it given like parenteral administration? So because of the route of administration, we have different code sets. Say for example, the oral polio vaccine, you will have to administer the administration code which is given via orally. Okay, so you will have to select the codes accordingly. Nasal or oral, we have separate codes, and parenteral also we have separate codes. And next thing which you need to consider is the age of the patient plus is counseling being rendered. So whether counseling is rendered or not, the code varies. If you take the code 90471, there is no counseling being done. So you should see in the documentation and see if the healthcare provider is giving any health advice to the patient or to the patient's caregiver, say the parents. If any such thing is being documented, then you'll have to go for the administration code with counseling. And coding for vaccines is pretty easier when there is no counseling given. Say if like, for example, if you see here MMR and DTaP. DTaP is diphtheria, tetanus and acellular pertussis. So these are the diseases. Pertussis is an whooping cough. So this vaccine is given for diphtheria, tetanus and whooping cough. So here imagine if 2 of these vaccines are given without any advice, like say without any counseling to the patient or patient's mother, in that case we can simply report this as a 90471 and a 90472. Whereas if counseling is being given, now here comes a problem. What you will have to do is like we have different codes for the first antigenic component. Say in this case, if it is MMR, what you have to do is like for the first mumps, measles, rubella, for the first mumps, you will have to code with the 90460, and for the remaining component, the second and the third component, you should report a 90461 times 2. Okay, so here you have 90460, 461 times 2. Now coming to DTaP, though the vaccines are administered at the same time or during the same encounter, here again for diphtheria you will have to go with a 90460, and tetanus will take a 90461 and pertussis 90461. So now if you see the overall coding would be, there are 2 90460 for the first components of each of these vaccines. So in order to differentiate, I am assigning a modifier 59 so that shows that it is a second vaccine. So your final coding would be 90460 times 2, 90461 times 4 for all the second and third components of each of these vaccines. So with this, the immunization chapter comes to an end. The coding is very simple, and while selecting these vaccines, please be careful what is the dose of it, what is the age group which can be administered to it, and what is the route of administration, and see if there are like trivalent or tetravalent or pentavalent. Because one vaccine can be in different strains. It can be given for different strains of that particular organism. Say if it's going to be an influenza virus, a trivalent influenza vaccine is effective only for 3 strains of that particular influenza, whereas if it's going to be a tetravalent of influenza virus vaccine, that would be effective against the 4 strains of the influenza virus. So you need to be careful about the route and see the age factor and the route of administration, because some vaccines will be administered only as an intradermal or as a subcutaneous or via oral or via nasal. So see those and see the quantity of it. And most importantly, unless a document says as a preservative free vaccine, you should never assign this vaccine code as a preservative free unless a medical record states that, because most of these vaccines come with a preservative. So that should be clearly documented as a preservative free in order for you to code it as a preservative free vaccine code.